Welcome to the Church of Derby. It is high noon here in Tampa, Florida. We are at the Racking Hall for Hostile Talkover. Coming up is bout number 14 of the tournament. It is a battle for 7th place. I'm Bobby Narco. I'm here with Standby Tommy.
Hi, thanks for joining us once again, back for this 7th place game between the Tampa Bay Brews Crew, and the arch rivals St. Lunatics. For Tampa Roller Derby, we have 04 Blue Storm, late scratch on 90 Moulin Rouge, 19 Splatipus, 241 Burger Queen, 30 Mary Chaos, 31 Snow Stoppin', 326 the Captain Despicable D, 4 Tootsie Roller, 41 Phoenix, 444 Champagne Supernova, 50 is Rojo Grande, 59 Dr. Shock, 620 Stella Knockout, 92 Trip McNeely, and a ride on 83 Break Some Bones.
All right, we'll do arch rival after this next set of whistles. Out there on the jammer line, we have Kid up against Stella Knockout.
That's right. We were told Psycho Kitty to freak out, Kid for short, and as time it takes for her to get through the pack, sometimes Kid is all we can say.
Lead jam goes to Kid.
And 5 points it is. Stella Knockout still pushing, finally through on the initial, and late attempt by Pegasus.
A multiplayer block called on Cruella, first penalty of the game. So arch rival picks up the first penalty and the first points of the game. So, skating for arch rival, number 0 is Knox. Number 124 is Flash. Number 14 is Psychoid D Freakout. Number 23 is Pegasus. Number 27 is Hakuna Renata. Number 32 is Shaquille O'Neal. Number 424 is Hiroshima. Number 480 is Pixie. Number 52 is Rock Slobster. Number 56 is Birdsong. Number 618 is Cruella. Number 817 is Piranha. Number 86 is Sue Bob Fight. And the captain wearing number 5309, Jen Forcer.
And it is Tootsie Roller with lead.
Flash jamming for arch rival.
Flash through on the initial, and Tootsie caught in the back. 424-32 sandwich.
Team swapping lead jammer status in the first 2 jams. Scoreboard showing 4-6 in favor of arch rival.
Referees for this game: Crusher, head ref, Refty, Rockstar, Kilt, Shotgun, Lynx, Queenie, and Thistle.
And our non-skating officials: IC Scars, Christy Cuffs, Manjula Amblangata, Nat 20, Troy Nolan, Stormageddon, McHotpants, Slippery Vixen, Metzmerized, The Ficus, Psylocke, and your head NSO is Don King Kong.
And Hakuna sent back early. 618 Corella returning to play.
Direction of play penalty assessed on number 59. That's Dr. Shock.
And a power jam it will be for Hakuna, yes, as Dr. Shock sent out.
Arch rival also losing a pivot. Didn't see the call.
And another blocker on top of that. As Hakuna with lead, but that will affect the offense.
Reporting to the penalty box for Tampa.
And Dr. Shock through.
Forearm penalty assessed on number 5309.
Dr. Shock just launching from the penalty box, dropping the chair, leaving the box.
13-14 in favor of arch rival. 26 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first period.
Former junior superstar Blue Storm, not to say she isn't a superstar still, on the jam line for the Brews Crew, and 14, that is Kid.
Here we go.
Ooh! And Blue caught there by 32, Shaquille O'Neal, and it is lead jam for the Kid. Blue Storm through after a star sash.
Gets through the pack virtually untouched.
As the jam continues,
down they all go on the backstretch.
Ref bump on Rockstar. 4 points for the kid and 4 also.
Yeah, but that's a track cut on the arch rival jammer.
I was waiting on that call. That happened in front of us. You saw it on the feed at tinyurl.com/albdammderby.
Direction of play is the call on the Tampa skater that's leaving.
And Blue Storm sent back about 10 feet. This time clean on the, well, not quite on the outside. I do not believe past everybody, but that's a risk I don't think I would take quite this early on. Psycho Kitty Freakout in the same place, able to stay in bounds and continue on the scoring pass, 5 points.
New jammer for Tampa is number 50, Rojo Grande, and she picks up 5 points.
And kid 3 once again. Rojo met by 424 Hiroshima. Also 5309 Jen Forcer, the captain. And that is time. What is the count?
That last pass, each skater picked up, making the score 17-35.
There may be a short in your cord there, I do believe. 620 Stella knockout and 124. That is Flash. Flash a standout in earlier games this weekend. That is a timeout, however.
So I unkinked the cord. Did all the words come out like a garden hose?
Yes, all at once. Y'all tell us in the feed there. We will have someone passing along messages from the YouTube feed, again at tinyurl.com/albdammderby.
If you're here in the venue, you can get some beer. Beer is now open and for sale. And of course, what would Hostile Takeover be without tacos?
Already been there. Again.
Head on over. They have a Chipotle chicken today, an Asian pork, a classic pork, and a vegetarian option with sweet potatoes and corn. Official timeout is done. Scoreboard showing 17-30 in favor of arch rival. 23 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock.
Say so good, you'll forget the potatoes. Happy birthday to Jen Forcer. We got two shout outs here. Happy birthday, Jen Forcer. It's everybody's birthday today except ours. But happy birthday nonetheless. And I heard you sing earlier, so we don't have to do it up here.
Yeah, with the quality of derby I've been seeing this weekend, I feel like it's my birthday every day. I haven't had a better present in a long time. Out on the line, number 124 is Flash. Number 620 is Stella. Penalty box appears to be empty. We had a multiplayer block on the Tampa pivot.
And Flash with lead. 620 Stella recycled back and met again by 618 Corella.
Multiplayer is the call on Black 87. No, Black 817. Three lead jams in a row for arch rival.
And 5 points more on the board for Flash. Star pass is complete to 241 Berger. Back at the ready, but no more to this jam as 9, is that the final count? Yes, 9 points for the St. Lunatics, shutting out the Tampa Bay Brews Crew, 39-17 with 22 to go in the period. Tootsie Roller on the line, Tootsie Roller behind the line, Tootsie Roller 10 feet behind the line, and 27 right on the line. That is Hakuna Renata, standout for the St. Lunatics.
Each team with one skater in the penalty box. Here we go.
Hakuna just wants to bowl through snow stopping, but was stopped indeed.
Tootsie Roll rolls on in for lead jam call. We have a direction of play on black 52.
Tootsie, yes, through for 4 and calls it.
So a small slam for Tampa. Bridge term. If you're listening at home and don't know what I mean by small slam, all the points except one. And of course, the term grand slam also comes to us from bridge, all the points.
That's new to us Southerners.
That's how you can have a 5-point grand slam.
All right.
On the line, number 59 for Tampa is Dr. Shock. Number 14 is Kid.
Poter is looking for the same thing, and 59 sent out. That is a forearm. So power jam for Psycho Kitty freakouts when she is able to take advantage of such. There we go, lead jam.
Phoenix joins her on a track cut, and a multiplayer block also assessed. So the penalty box is brimming with pink.
Through and applaud the attempt. 4-5. 5 points there for Kid.
Things stalled out in turn number 3. Big hit by the jammer.
Burr smiling after that one, able to recover. Just a little too much force all at once. Of course, you don't want to be called on direction or a stop block. 5 more.
Yeah, sweet spin move around the second apex. Only actually showing 4 more. Jammer was already back on the track.
Dr. Shock hits the floor at the whistle, but it is 16-1. 16-1, net 15 for the St. Lunatics.
Pair of deuces, pair of 5s on the scoreboard. Deuces for Tampa, 5s for arch rival.
We invite you to join the conversation, of course, on social media using the hashtags HostaleTalkOver or hashtag BTeamChamps. Let us know who you're cheering for here in the 7th place game as Blue Storm jams against 124 Flash.
Penalty box is empty. And lead jam goes to Flash.
Blue sent back, 424 pivot, Hiroshima.
Track cut called on the Tampa jammer. So a power jam and a grand slam for Flash.
That was the closest track cut I have seen all weekend. Good call, good eye on the referee. That's an enviable position.
That's Rockstar calling the game like a rock star. And another 5-point pass for Flash.
Flash signaling as she goes in, but having to circle around Kilt Trip and Refty Venture.
Matriculates her way through the pack for another 5-point pass.
Relatively clean given the defense in this jam. Calling it off in time.
No points the last pass. Total of 15 for arch rival. Flash puts 15 on the board.
Several double-digit jams in this period. So a little different from the previous game.
Number 620 is Stella. Number 27 on the black team is Hakuna Renata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. High block is the call. Who's leaving on the high block? That is black 618 Cruella.
And lead jam is Hakuna. Can you tell? Let's see. Stella matching every step. pack is racing. And Stella with about a 2, 3, 4, 5 person lead. 30, 40. We shouldn't give away position, but man, oh man, what a race. And it tends to eat up the clock. That's all it did.
Indeed. When the lead jammer is not the jammer in the lead, that's a pretty standard outcome. 14 back on the line, Psychoid D Freakout. And number 4 for the pink team is Tootsie Roller. From my vantage point, the penalty box appears empty. So
first
here we
time
go.
in a while, yeah. Tootsie Roller with lead jam.
Tootsie 3 for 3 lead jammer calls. And a back block assessed. Who's leaving on the back block? One of the Tampa blockers called for a back block. Jam gets whistled off. Again, no points either side. 2 jams in a row without the score changing. Heading into jam number 10, we're about a quarter of the way done with this game. Tampa showing 22 points, arch rival with 70. If you're watching at home, arch rival in black, Tampa in pink.
Our next game, the 5th place game, will be the Rocket Queens and Atlanta's Bumblebees. Stay tuned. As Dr. Shock jams against Flash, and Flash with lead. Flash finds that huge opening on the outside and takes those 5 points.
Multiplayer called on Cruella.
And another outside opening, calls it. Was it in time? Yes, it was. 4 points more.
Hey, let's get a big shout out to all our volunteers. Let's give some love to the non-skating officials. Let's get some love for the referees. How about some love for the vendors?
Deadwards from Derby Central.
And how about the fans? Show some love for the fans. Give yourselves a big round. We have in a timeout called, which is flashing. Timeout called by Tampa.
Can't touch this. Raffle prizes for those of you in the house. Today we have 1-hour massage and bath salts, yes, the legal kind, as well as 2 VIP passes to RollerCon. Yes, 2 VIP passes to RollerCon. $1 for 1 ticket, $5 for 6 tickets, or $10 for an arm's length. Depends on the arm of who's selling the tickets, but be sure to look around, watch for that bucket with the tickets. Get a chance to go to RollerCon.
I understand you can bring your own arm with you.
Okay.
All right, timeout is over. If the jam starts in its present formation, jammers will be number 04 for the pink team. That is Blue Storm. And number 27 for the black team, Hakuna Renata.
Dillard's Clearance Center is open today. You might have a chance to make a deal on an arm. As Hakuna with a track cut.
So lead jammer goes to Blue Storm.
And through is Blue Storm, yes, 5 big points.
Multiplayer block called on the arch rival Pivot. Oh!
Apex jump, and was it? It was a cut.
Yeah, did not stick the landing. Another awesome call by Rockstar. So this jam will go the full 2 minutes.
If you see the camera shaking, that is Tampa pounding the boards. Through, and that completes the initial pass. This time met up, that might have been Shaquille O'Neal from my vantage point. actually credit Trip McNeely for a lot of that defense. Their defense, 618, however, sent out Cruella. And Blue Storm with 4 more.
Forearm is the call on pink number 92. That's Trip McNeely.
Tampa blockers called out of play, and another one leaves the track.
Blue Storm jumps that apex. Holy cow. Nice hit at the back of the pack by the black pivot number 424. That's Hiroshima. Exploding like an atomic bomb on Blue Storm.
4 points to 0 on that pass.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 17, waiting on that to finish. 17-13, net 4 for the Bruise Crew.
Total score 39-92 in favor of arch rival. We got a stoppage of play. No, we don't.
Coaches,
yeah, we do.
Coaches foregoing the taco outfits today.
All right, the official timeout is over. Out on the jammer line, number 620 is Stella. Number 14 is Kid.
And Psycho Kitty freak out with lead. Seventh place game continuing with the St. Lunatics 92-39 if you're just joining us.
Tremendous blocking at the back of the pack by Tampa, but tremendous recovery by the arch rival Jammer. Boy, it's like an abattoir out there on the backstretch. We have a track cut called on the arch rival Jammer, so this will be a power jam for Stella knockout.
And amazing defense when it counts by the St. Lunatics as a whole. Stella threw down blocker, no. Subop fight one to recycle, but would have been out of play. Jammer might want to call the shell answer man soon, as we'll see what happens. Well, almost through on that pass. Through is Kid, returning from the box.
Black 8-3 back block. Oh, pink 8-3 back block. That's break some bones.
Dual packs called out of play briefly.
Failure to reform called on Trip McNeely.
Pesa set it to the box, and Kid spins and takes those 5 points. Stella through, 4 points. Or 5? Or 0? Okay. 5, okay.
A 5 and a 0, I think, is the communication from Rockstar to the scorekeeper.
There we go. 14-5, net 9 for the St. Lunatics.
So that puts arch rival up over the century mark.
A little jammer jockeying right before the whistle as Tootsie Roller comes back out against 124 Flash.
Here we go. Multiplayer block called on a black 32. That's Shaquille O'Neal.
Flash with lead.
I think it's some sort of out of play or failure to reform, sending one of the Tampa skaters to the penalty box.
And we should point out that because the other team sees it, the St. Lunatics with 3 blockers in the box.
So with 4 skaters in the penalty box. No, with 3 skaters. Yeah, with 4 skaters in the penalty box, there are more referees than skaters on the track.
I actually like that.
Number 19
Makes it from speaking from a referee standpoint, I should say, I like that about what they have to go through. Take that back. Splatipus with lead.
Wow, untouched. They left the back door open.
And apex hop by Hakuna Renata. Through again, Splatipus. Hakuna through on the inside, goes ahead and recycles back.
That was break some bones, forcing Hakuna to the infield.
Break some bones, another amazing junior graduate here in the Bay Area. Cut, however, by Splat.
Track cut, yes, so another 2-minute jam. Our ace producer is Daryl. I'm going to ask him how many 2-minute jams we've had this period.
Whoa. Oh, good correction there. At one time in history, that would have been a track cut, but not now. Good correction.
Definitely more than one.
Tampa blockers with Hakuna's number, and that is 27. And through. Man, oh man, what a pass. 5 points. And through again is Splatipus right out of the box.
Nice move on the outside line.
Yeah. Big block and the jam. Well, hello. The jam ends. And everybody's up. Thankfully, yes. 13-12. After all that, net 1 point for the Bruise Crew.
Little splat by Splatipus. 13-12. Holy cow, what a great jam. 57 to 118. Almost a 2-to-1 margin, slightly more than a 2-to-1 margin. Jamming is number 14, Kid, against Dr. Shock.
A little over 6 minutes to go in the period as dual balls. And Psycho Kitty Freakout with lead jam. Tampa blockers looking for a cut, but no call.
Forearm is the penalty on the arch rival skater that heads to the penalty box.
Subomb fight, I believe. Shock through, and that is the initial pass.
Arch rival loses another blocker. It might have been a forearm.
.30 is the count. 121-57 with 5 minutes to go in the period.
Like to give a shout out to our most excellent broadcast producer, that is Double Skeesburger, operating the equipment. Our producer here is the famous Daryl. And show some love for I'll Be Damn Productions and the whole damn family.
Amen. Flash and Blue Storm. Blue just one-on-one and through, and 618. Cruella called out after that defensive flurry.
Direction of play and a failure to reform. Not sure who's got what call.
Both jammers out, and Blue goes ahead and calls it.
Arch rival also loses its pivot.
5 points for the Bruise Crew.
$62 to 121.
Blue Storm has scored 35 of the 62 points for the Bruise Crew thus far.
How about that? That's more than half. The penalty penalty box is brimming, which means the track is fairly vacant. Number 620 is Stella Knockout. And the jammer for arch rival is Hakuna Renata, but Stella Knockout picks up lead jammer.
That time, a little more time and distance entering the pack, and the count is 4-0.
Just over 3 minutes left to play in the period.
And it is Tootsie Roller and the Kid. Both go for the outside, and it's Kid with lead. Tootsie stays in. Kid through, goes ahead and calls it.
We got a track cut right at the very end on number 41. Arch rival entered in the number 8 seed, so even if they lose this game, they'll finish right according to their seeding. Tampa entered the tournament as the number 3 seed.
That was the most movement as far as the seeding goes, by my memory. So interesting to see what happens here as Flash and Splat, both jammers moving before the whistle up to the line.
2 bruises in the penalty box. Pack advantage for.
We'll have to replace that mic cord sooner rather than later, as we do have a power jam.
Arch rival losing a skater to the penalty box. Didn't see the call.
Actually, and Splat sent to the box, so Flash is sent back out.
And another 2-minute jam.
Well, we know what will happen here. You see the clock. We'll see who enters halftime with the momentum.
Failure to reform is the call. Who's leaving?
Splat.
Arch rival pivot on the failure to reform.
Splat with an outside opening, and then jammer engagement, legal jammer engagement. Art skater claiming Splat needs to come back in behind her, and does so. That was a no pass. No, that was a cut. No pass, no penalty by one ref, but ruling track cuts.
Direction of the play is the call on the Tampa pivot.
Flash will skate out this period. As 4-4. We have a timeout first before we go off to the taco bar. And, of course, the juniors have their bake sale and coffee and tea as well. So hit that up. But currently 4-4. We'll stand by for any further updates. Like this. Okay, just making a few adjustments before we go into halftime, as well as the referees, no doubt, are as well. So
we got another jam. There was a timeout, so there will be one more jam in the period. "12 seconds left to play in the period. The timeout, which light is flashing? Timeout charge to arch rival.
Of course, the Wrecking Mall has all the league and home team apparel, and I believe some Hostile Takeover merch still available. Well, I thank our vendors again: Big Cat Rescue, Skater's Choice, 5-second skate gear, Adam Skates, The Fold, I believe Seamstress on site, and Massage Therapist. Thank you for coming out.
On the jammer line, number 14 is Kid. Starting as jammer in the penalty box is Splatipus for Tampa.
Good clock management to end with one more jam and what potentially could have ended the period.
Failure to reform is the call on the Tampa skater reporting to the penalty box.
And Psycho Kitty freakout with lead jam. Kid through, and that is 4 points.
In soccer, they would call this added time.
Splat just 4-on-1 being pinned in turn 3 as Kid scores 5. Splat able to stay in, but cannot be engaged by Jen Forcer. That'll do it.
4 more points picked up by arch rival for a total of 13. Makes the score 70 to 142, 1 point shy of a 2-1 margin in favor. Well, it depends on where you add the 1. Could be 2 points shy of a 2-1 margin. Heading into halftime.
All right, and stay tuned once again. Second half of this 7th place game, followed by 5th, 3rd, and then the big championship game right here at Hostile Talkover B Team Champs. The flat track stats people and computers are predicting a 13-10 ratio in favor of the Bruise Crew, so we'll see what happens in the second half. Very interesting. Pontificate amongst yourselves using the hashtags Hostile Talkover and B Team Champs, and we'll be back.
Angel City and Atlanta. They're going to be coming up at 2 o'clock. They will be battling for fifth place.
That's right, fifth place. The Angel City Rocket Queens and Atlanta Roller Girls Rumblebees in the fifth place game coming up right after this one.
Plenty of tacos, plenty of beer.
Third place will be the Texas Firing Squad and Gotham's Wall Street Traders, indeed. And then the big one, the championship game, the one you all came to see, potentially. The Axles of Annihilation and Denver's Bruising Altitude.
Welcome back to those of you who are following the broadcast. We got about 1 minute left in halftime, and the skaters are raring to go. They are already on the track. Some penalty information. Tampa has two skaters with 5 fouls. Trip McNeely's got 5. Splatipus has 5. Phoenix has 4. And leading fouler for arch rival Cruella has 5. Nobody else on either team has more than 3.
Wow, this is probably the most penalty-laden game of the tournament, at least from unofficially my own memory.
64 fouls were called in the first 30 minutes. That is more than a call every 30 seconds. And you got to remember that some of that clock time is the crossover, is the 30 seconds between bouts.
Wow.
Between jams. So 29 total fouls for Tampa, 25 total fouls for arch rival. Put it this way, the only skaters with no fouls are Moulin Rouge, Champagne Supernova, Stella Knockout, Birdsong, and Knox.
And Moulin Rouge isn't even on the track. Wow. As Blue Storm picks us up again against Psycho Kitty Freakout. Ghost Blocker on Kilt Trip and Lee Jan for Kid. Blue Storm with the Star Stash. For 2?
Yes. 4 points for arch rival, 2 points for Tampa. Kind of a microcosm of the game.
Take mine and we're going to plug this in.
All right, out on the jammer line we have Stella going up against number 124, Flash. And Stella picks up lead jammer. Stella fights her way through, picks up all 5 points. And another 4 points and calls off the jam. 9 unanswered, much-needed points for the home team.
And we're back to full microphone strength. A little engineering on the side.
If you're following along on the Twitters, you are talking to Tool Time.
Also the YouTube feed, the social media lounge upstairs. Hashtag Hostile Talkover, hashtag B-Team Champs.
Back block is the call on Hakuna Renata. So lead jam and a power jam for Tootsie Roller. 2 lead jams in a row for Tampa.
Coming out with a renewed determination and potentially points on top of that, but drawn back into turn 1.
Multiplayer is the call.
Sent out in the same place and back to turn 1 by 23 Pegasus.
Things stalled out over in turn number 2. High block is the call. That is the arch rival pivot.
5 big points for Tootsie Roller. And a forearm on Hakuna Renata. Power Damm continues.
Elbow is the call on Black 87 Subob fight. So the penalty box is full for arch rival.
Sliding past Piranha, calling it off. 15 huge points for the Bruise Crew. 96-146.
So Tampa leading the second half 26-4.
This is exactly the momentum they need and need to continue to build.
And they got a power start.
That's right, Blue Storm 10 feet behind the line.
And Hakuna Renata starting for arch rival in the penalty box. Nice hip check at the top of the back by the arch rival pivot.
Blue able to stay in bounds, swings out, and it is a lead jam.
Track cut on Pixie. 3 lead jams in a row for Tampa. Oh, nice attempt at the apex leap, but taken down mid-air.
Goes ahead and returns to the track. No pass, no penalty. However, 4 points scored. And that one's clear. 4 more. What?
Valiant effort by Hakuna Renata. Didn't score any points, but boy, that apex jump just missed the timing.
Style points don't count, but man, oh man, what a jump.
104-146, Tampa up over the century mark. Put your hands together for the home team.
42 points behind as 59. Sammy against 14. Dr. Shock and Kid. Kid sent out. That's a no pass. No, that is a cut.
That's a forearm on the arch rival jammer.
If it wasn't a cut, it was a forearm indeed.
Another forearm on the Tampa pivot. I think I heard stop block. But the penalty box is full, so she's going to have to return to the track. She will be in the queue.
Dr. Shock met with 3 up front and 1 holding her eye.
Multiplayer block called on Piranha. Out of play and a forearm. Skaters leaving the track like crazy. The forearm is on the black captain, Jen Forcer, the birthday girl.
Kid out of the box and through.
And 83 just reporting to the box. That's Break Some Bones reporting to the box on a penalty accrued earlier. Now that a seat is open.
The penalty box turnstile continues to spin, and we do have a timeout.
Timeout charge 2. Timeout charge 2. Arch rival. Thank you. Show some love for our emergency medical technicians. Arch rival has only put 4 points on the board this entire period and has been shut out the last 4 jams. Arch rival hasn't scored since the first jam of the second period.
Bruise Crew with all the momentum here and perhaps a good multi-leveled strategic timeout call by the St. Lunatics.
They're on a 35-0 run.
Wow. Again, Flat Track Stacks predicting 70% probability that the Bruise Crew will win, but with a ratio of 13-10. So, predicting a close victory. We will see what happens.
Out on the jammer line right now, we have Stella Knockout going up against Flash. And here we go.
Flash sent back by Rojo.
Lead jam goes to Stella. Failure to reform is the call on number 50, Rojo Grande. And arch rival breaks that scoreless drought, picking up 4 points. Tampa picks up 2. So it's 111 to 150, a 39-point lead for arch rival.
Score correction, 109 now.
Ah, okay. 2 points taken back off the board. Hakuna Renata jamming for arch rival. Tampa jammer starting in the penalty box. Stella Knockout.
And Hakuna quickly earning lead. Stays in on the inside for 4 points. 5 points.
Tenaciously probing that wall until she can find a hole. And Renata picks up 5 more points.
Yeah, good attempt by Shock there. Both jammers almost on equal footing, but then dual packs now. Pivot bridging.
You got 2 arch rival skaters reporting to the penalty box. One sits on the wrong side of the penalty box.
Stella scoring right at the very end, potentially, and did so. 5 points to 4.
So total of 10 picked up by Hakuna, total of 15 picked up by Hakuna Renata. 42-point lead for arch rival.
Net 11 points for the St. Lunatics with 20 and a half to go in the game. Who do you have? Let us know on the YouTube feed. Also, hashtag Hostile Takeover.
Tootsie Roller out on the line against Kid. Tootsie Roller, one of the skaters with no penalties.
Wow.
Lead jammer goes to arch rival. Psychoid D Freakout.
Kid slips past and calls it.
$113 to $169. Arch rival pads that lead a little bit. Just over 20 minutes left to play. Just under 20 minutes left to play. Dr. Shock on the line up against number 124, Flash.
Hometown crowd with the encouragement as Flash goes down.
And the penalty box empties out.
Shock caught in the middle.
That's arch rival's pivot Pegasus on the stop block.
After all that, lead jam Flash.
And now arch rival's got 3 lead jams in a row.
Tiptoes on the inside.
Exonerated of the crime.
And that saves another skater.
Who's jamming? Looks like we got Splatipus up against Hakuna Renata.
Hakuna sent back. And first line there, I see 31 snow stopping.
We got a blocking with the head call on Splatipus. Blocking with the head.
Skater safety is paramount, and we don't want to set a precedent, so referees are going to call that whenever they see it.
4 lead jams in a row for arch rival. And Hakuna Renata picks up all 5 points. Back block is the call on Black 32, Shaquille O'Neal.
Hakuna kind of tiptoes and slips and jumps and all the verbs through slowly but surely, but was able to score and stay in bounds. But then calling it off before Splat could do anything with it.
Splatipus was able to complete her initial pass before those 4 whistles blew. If you're scoring at home or by yourself, that's 11 points for arch rival, bringing the score to 186 to 113.
And if you're scoring by yourself, call somebody and tell them to join you at tinyurl.com/albdammderby.
Blue Storm out on the line against Kid. Here we go!
And Kid with lead on the... No, it wasn't. It was a back block.
So that will end the streak of consecutive lead jams for arch rival.
Blue Storm takes that inside past Pegasus.
Blocking out of bounds is the call on Black 32, maybe 326 on this Black skater. We got an illegal procedure also being assessed in the penalty box.
Wow, and through it all, through again, Blue Storm, 10 points thus far.
So it is a double power jam. That illegal procedure was called on the jammer.
Oh. Through again, stays in, stays legal, 4 more big points.
No, I'm wrong. The double penalty was called on the blocker.
Okay.
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Storm calls it off, maintains the momentum. 16, yes, 16 points for your Tampa Bay Blues crew. 186-129 with 15 and a half to go.
15 minutes to get 57 points. It can certainly be done.
Oh yeah, still anybody's game. And those of you cheering for the St. Lunatics, it's time to get behind them as well. So whoever you're cheering for, they need to hear it right now.
Tampa winning the second half.
You can't hear me?
59 to 44.
Okay. Working out the audio, but we don't want to drown anybody out. Lead jam is still a knockout.
Direction of play is the call on Black 87 Subab fight. We got a forearm call also. Who's leaving on the forearm? That is a Tampa blocker.
Jammer's out and Stella saves the time, calls off the jam.
Foully game. 4-0 for Tampa, 133 to 186, 14 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. Tootsie Roller heading out to that jammer line against Hakuna Renata. Pack slightly diminished by the people in the penalty box.
Both go for that same opening and engage each other in the process. Wow.
Track cut called on the pink jammer, Tootsie Roller.
Just now acknowledging the call, we heard it about 10 seconds prior. Hakuna through with lead. Hakuna signaling to the teammates and stays, no, met by the pivot. I was going to say staying the course, but Tampa ready. Surveying the options, and the options are few and far. Now some offense being played, and just a blasting shoulder block through 4-5.
Track cut on Hakuna Renata.
Whoa!
So this jam will go the full 2 minutes.
Yes, Tootsie back in play, continued and completed the initial. These are points being scored. Whoa, big drop. 3-skater crash in the turn 4.
Yeah, Jenga in turn number 4. Direction of play penalty assessed on pink 83. That's break some bones. We got a couple of penalties. We have a direction of play, and I think a high block. Maybe they got triaged out. There's a priority of penalties. One skater makes 2 penalties. They only get the 1, I think.
Oh my Lanta, I do not envy the penalty box peeps at this point in time.
So 10 points picked up by Tampa, 6 points picked up by arch rival. We have an official timeout.
49-point lead for the St. Lunatics with just under 12 minutes to go in the game.
73 to 50. Tampa leading the second half, 73 to 50.
Once again, take this time out, take this moment to go over to the Junior Bake Sale again in the concourse, the Junior Bake Sale. They also have coffee and tea at your service this morning. Or if you'd rather, beer, PBR $2, Bud Light $3, Angry Orchard and Coppertail Draft for $4. We will not judge. Also, we have one more raffle to go. That is for 2 tickets to RollerCon, I believe. I don't want to give away something we don't have. Yeah, 2 VIP, even better, 2 VIP passes to RollerCon, and I want to get in on that action. We also have the taco eating contest, and entries are closed for that, but stay tuned for that. We'll bring that to you somewhere on social media, if not on I'll Be Damm's YouTube. Next event's here in the Wrecking Hall, October 21st, doubleheader. That is an all-home team doubleheader with the Cigar City Mafia versus the Vice Grip Vixens and the Black Widows and the Switchblade Sisters. November 11th is the Stash Bash, and that's enough plugs for now. Back to action.
There you go. Official review is over. Let's see. The scoreboard says 192 for arch rival, 143 for Tampa. 11 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second period. So if there were any adjustments to the scoreboard, you now know what the scoreboard says. So the referees and officials are convinced that everything is according to Hoyle. And we're going to start back up.
How many?
Blue Storm, the only jammer on the track. Hakuna Renata standing in the penalty box.
Defense now more than ever has cranked it up. As barely into turn 1 now.
Cut is the call. Cut or a forearm. Hard to see from this angle. Either way, arch rival loses a blocker.
Penalty kill complete. As Hakuna Renata leads Jam.
I believe that is a 2 penalty infraction. So the arch rival blocker will be in for a full minute.
Shaking her head no, but it is 4 points for the Bruise Crew. It's a 4-2. Okay, net 2 for the Bruise Crew.
Arch rival 1 grand slam away from the 2-century mark.
Kid and Shock ready to go.
And we do have confirmation from the officials that that is 2 penalties on the arch rival blocker in the box.
Oh, and good recovery there by Shock.
Lead jammer goes to Kid. New jammer.
That is Burger Queen.
And Tampa loses a blocker.
Queen through, and I do believe scored. We'll wait till it's official. Did so, 3 points for Burger Queen. Net 1, however, for the Lunatics.
I want to talk about microcosms of the game. The score is 199 to 150, roughly a 4-3 margin. That last jam, 4-3.
Right. 124 Flash, 620 Stella.
Here we go. Forearm is the call. That's Black 52, Rocks Lobster.
Lead jam for Stella, and Flash is not barely even into turn 1. Oh, and a back block for Stella. Flash through on the initial.
Pack taking a breather over in turn number 2. Waiting for the action. And here it comes.
Pushing and remaining inbounds in the straightaway for 5 points.
We got a multiplayer block on Black 817. That's Piranha.
That was just a warning for an out of play as Stella blasts through, right through the middle. Three on one up front, no pack called briefly, and it is Stella knockout once again. 5 points.
Pretty impressive archipelago of blockers stretching all the way from turn number 2 to turn number 3.
Through and legally so, 5 more.
And that will do it. 18-5 on that jam, and the Tampa crowd reacts. Timeout Tampa.
Another big jam for the Brews Crew, 206-168 with 7 minutes 16 to go.
Those 7 points puts arch rival over the 2-century mark. Oh, this is an official review. This is not a timeout. This is an official review.
38-point lead. Like this. Okay.
Are you having a good time here at Hostile Talkover? Heck yeah, tremendous tournament put on here. Great to be in the Sunshine State.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Anybody else take an airplane to get here? Anybody else fly here? Raise your hand, make some noise if you got on a jet plane to come here.
Are your arms tired?
Just
okay,
me, just me. How about if you drove here? Anybody drive here?
Who won the morning game?
Anybody ride a bicycle here? Who rode a bicycle to get here? Anybody roller skate to get here? Who skated here from home? Anybody ice skate here? Probably not.
Congratulations again to the Minnesota Nice on their 9th place win. This game for 7th place. The next game will be for 5th. That will be the Rocket Queens versus Atlanta's Rubble Bees, so stay tuned.
That 18-point jam is the highest jam of the game for Tampa.
Wow.
and it accounts for more than 10% of their score. Might even be 11% of their score. Here we go.
Back to live action.
Jammy is number 4, Tootsie Roller, against Hakuna Renata. And number 27. Lead jammer goes to Tootsie Roller.
And Tootsie just out of bounds, calling that jam off, playing it safe, 3 points. Obviously want to shut out the St. Lunatics at this point, put as many points on, even if it's nickel and dime style. 6.5 minutes to go.
We got Kid out there on the line against Blue Storm. Oh, we got an official timeout. Officials want to talk things over, make sure the scoreboard is correct, make sure that the points are tallied accurately.
And who knows, somebody might have fouled out at this point. One or more.
This is the closest Tampa has been since jam number 7, since jam number 5 of the second half. $35 points, 6 minutes and 29 seconds. They got the work cut out for them, but it can be done. Kid and Blue Storm, here we go.
Blue Storm with a running start. But it is Kid with lead. Blue Storm almost too fast for her skates there, and what is the call? 1-2. How about that?
So stealing a point, even though not lead jammer. 173 to 207, 34-point lead.
Stella and Flash set to go.
Tampa needs the points in bunches. 1 point every 50 seconds, not going to make up this deficit.
Stella outside and in, and toe stop grinding and stretching and bridging and lead jam. Stella knockout.
Not only that, but it's a power jam as Flash gets called on a forearm. So this is exactly the tonic that the Bruise crew needs. Back block call on pink number 83. That's break some bones.
Pegasus is not going to have any toe stops remaining at the end of this game. My goodness.
Forearm called on Pegasus. Only 7 skaters on the track. Each skater could have their own referee. Yeah, big back block called. That is a
Called
good
by
call.
two
The crowd
referees.
doesn't like it, but the call is spot on by Shotgun Mike.
Heard the live studio audience reaction, and normally we don't hear that kind of thing. Flash through. That is the initial pass.
Another 2-minute jam.
And through. As the St. Lunatics rocking the boards here at the Wrecking Hall.
Nice hip check in the back of the pack by Pink 326. Despicable D, the captain.
480, failures of reform on the Lunatics. Blockers dropping either to the penalty box or to the floor. After all that, it's a wash.
9 points, both teams. All that won was the clock.
Right you are.
Timeout, Pink. The place bout is next, pitting Angel City against Atlanta. Los Angeles versus Atlanta for 5th place. Then the bronze medal bout will have the Wall Street Traders going up against, who are they skating against? Texas?
Yes.
Going up against Texas. And then for the championship, Rose versus Denver. Almost feel like we're in D1s, right?
Right. This is the main event in any rink in the country.
Indeed.
Want to thank locally the league sponsors, Cigar City Brewing in South Tampa for the Cigar City Mafia. At Cigar City Brewing, we make beer we like to drink and toast those who choose to drink with us. Dr. Travis Moore with North Tampa Spine and Joint Center, Barley Mal Brewing in Largo for the Vice Script Vixens, beers brewed simply with hard work and thoughtful ingredients by honest people who are sincerely and wholly dedicated to their craft. Simple, honest craft.
All right, just about get ready for jam number 20. We have Tootsie Roller and Hakuna Renata, and here we go.
Lead jam for Hakuna.
We got a track I called on Black 32. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Another track I called, that's on Pink 31, Snow Stoppin'.
Hakuna 1 foot. And look at that. 4-3, favor of the Lunatics. Another timeout, 2:38 to go in the game. 35-point game.
A 45-37 margin. Both scores divisible by 5.
Holy crap. You are good. Kid with lead jam.
44-37 margin.
Kid through for 4 points. Elects to let the jam continue, apparently. 4 points for Blue Storm.
Back block on black number 23, that's Pegasus.
4 more for Kid and matching 4 for Blue Storm.
All pink at the back of the pack, all black at the top.
Kid says that's enough.
Under 2 minutes left to play. Tampa flirting with that 2-century mark. Again, only 35 points separate these two teams. Both teams scoring 8 points on the last set of whistles.
No harm, no foul, but again, the clock and by extension, the St. Lunatics winning that jam. League sponsors as well, continuing Southern Brewing and Winemaking. We were there last night in Seminole Heights. They're the sponsors of the Black Widows, the ultimate playground for home brewers and winemakers. And also Coppertail Brewery in Ybor City, they're the penalty box sponsors. They sponsor the Switchblade Sisters also.
So Tampa using their final timeout.
Gonna have to push it real good, whoever gets the lead this time.
Tampa does have an official review remaining, so they can stop the clock one more time. But this is their last timeout of the bout.
Amazing referee staff this time. Once again, Crusher, the head ref, Ref Deventer, Rockstar, Kilt, Shotgun, Lynx, Queenie, and Thistle. And the officials led by Don King Kong this time. Icy Scars, Christocuffs, Mondula Oblongata, Nat 20 that is, Troy Nolan, Stormageddon, McHot Pants, Slippery Vixen, Metzmerized, the Ficus, and Psylocke, and
Pegasus has fouled out of the game.
That's what we're waiting here. Thank you.
Pixie will be serving the penalty.
Figure by now there would be several foul outs.
Yeah, it's pretty
Given the-
impressive that everybody's remained in the game. Jamming now, we have Stella against Kid.
You see the clock. I did not see the call on the pivot. I do know that is Flash. Flash with Lee Jam. That is Flash.
And if your feed is shaking at home, that's because the fans are beating on the glass and the team is beating on the bench.
That's right. Now more than ever here in this 7th place game, as Flash continues to score and solidify the victory.
Direction of play called on Trip McNeely.
Flash through again, 4 more.
Multiplayer block is the call on Black 480. Pixie.
Clock continuing to wind down as Flash just wound down. Yes.
Nice
Final
block at the top of the pack by number 30, Mary Chaos. We got a blocking with the head call on number 817. Second blocking with the head call of the game. And we have a new jammer.
Rojo Grande is skating us out and through the pack. 4 points.
Jam is called. Tampa just shy of that 2-century mark. No,
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Tampa gets over the century mark. Unofficial final 201 to 241. 241 for arch rival.
You can stick a fork in the 7th place game as the arch rival roller derby Saint Lunatics take 7th place over the number 3 seeded Tampa roller derby Tampa Bay Brews Crew. Yes. Don't charge the track, but do come up to the line and slap hands. Congratulations to both teams, and in particular, yes, the St. Lunatics for taking 7th place here at #Hostile Talkover Beat Team Champs. What a game.
And if you're a statistics fanatic, one more point was added, so it's 202 to 241.
Okay. So St. Lunatics breaking the flat track stats prediction. Actually, kind of reversing it, if you will.
Yeah, 6-5 margin.
Great.
Which is pretty close to 13-10.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take your word for it. And yes, congratulations again to the Brews Crew. Thank you for hosting this year's B Team Champs. Of course, we aren't going anywhere. 3 more games to go. I'll actually be going behind the scenes for the remaining 3. Thank you for listening, and we'll join you on social media at Standby Tommy on the Twitter. But Narco, glad to work with you. Finally, meeting somebody from Gotham and taking the mic.
Hey, it's my pleasure. You guys have a top-notch broadcast team down here. You got a top-notch production down here. Great league, great venue. I'm really thrilled to be here. On behalf of Standby Tommy, this is Bobby Narco wishing you peace, love, and roller derby. Come on back. We're going to have Atlanta Angel City.